Hello, Geminis. This is Tarot Queen Jamila. I'm here to do your love and money reading for March, the remaining of March and April 2017. Welcome to the Tarot Queen Jamila channel. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button. If you are interested in getting a private reading, then you can go to the link. The website is in the video description box. I am working on my schedule for the weekend. Okay, so you can also call me at 770-686-7461. All right, so this is a forecast, so it's going to be probably start out with 6 cards and end up with more. And I'm going to shuffle because this is a brand new deck. I will be using the Cosmic Tarot deck. All right, so I'm just going to call to the spirits and spirit guides for the Geminis for the remaining month of March, and then April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week of April. Now, if this reading doesn't resonate for you, just come and get a private reading. It's probably because it wasn't meant for you to, but I'm sure that this reading will resonate for most Geminis. Okay, just typically the way that I generalize it, okay, there's got to be some areas that will. Again, this is a forecast, so we'll be looking a month ahead. All right, so I'm just gonna shuffle a few more times. If I were sitting up higher than my little table, get a better view of me shuffling and how I shuffle. All right. All right, there you go. Nice. So, oops, let me move these over a little. All right, so Geminis, the card that comes up in the current and also to represent 3rd week of March is the King of Cups. So Gemini, I feel like this represents possibly just you feeling really good about yourself. It could represent somebody that is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces that is going to come into your life, possibly, especially if you're single. So that could represent, but you do have the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, I just noticed. So I'm going to clarify King of Cups because if you notice, 10 of Wands represents the last week or the end of March 2017. So this is a heavy burden. It really is. And I really do like the way they have that, I think, what is that? Is that Jupiter? If I'm wrong about what planet that is, I hate to sound stupid if I am wrong. I'll probably look up the planets because I want to know what that planet is. I'm pretty sure that it is okay, well here it is, but it's not telling me. And I feel horrible not knowing. Saturn, that's Saturn. Saturn energy. So Saturn energy is associated with I know it's a fire sign. Um, it's got to be a fire sign that Saturn is associated with. Oh, Saturn is the planet of karma. So you're going to be possibly dealing with some karma. As far as with the finances, I got to tell you, with the Eight of Pentacles coming up, I kind of see you as, not necessarily, I just sort of see you. I mean, you're in a good place financially. I can see things are balanced, but I just don't see any, like, ships rolling in. I just kind of feel like it's just kind of regular. But up here is the reason why is because of this Ten of Wands. So again, Saturn is in, so you can see sort of where this karma, I knew that that's probably, well, that's why I wanted to make sure. Jupiter is actually, that's the planet of luck. So Saturn is the planet of karma. It is associated with, it rules both Capricorn and Aquarius. All right, spirits, give me clarity on King of Cups, please. So I feel like I see you working hard. Saturn is when you have to have discipline. Yeah. All right, so Nine of Swords. So there's actually some anxiety that you're currently dealing with, and also going into the third week of March, some anxiety, some sleepless, restless nights, feeling attacked, feeling, but really, I think that this is where, you're letting something go, possibly. Yeah, Queen of Swords. So this does represent you. Gemini, this is a Gemini zodiac card. So it does represent sort of you and your energy of, I want to conquer, conquer all, and so this represents possibly the love that you want, but you don't want to admit that you want it. So the Queen of Swords is kind of bitter. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. Spirits do want to remind you to moderate any drinking, and also you may have a little codependency problem. Okay, codependency could be also, you know what, I'm gonna tell you, codependency is where you don't really care about your partner's feelings, and so this is why temperance and balance is what's needed. But I feel like with temperance coming up, this could be some sort of, usually temperance points to drinking. So, Queen of Swords, if she's feeling some type of way, would probably want. So I do kind of feel that energy. And then with this, I do see some karma coming in. But I do feel as though this is sort of like the end of some sort of negative cycle, with it being the 10. I want to throw my dice, if I can find them at the moment. I'll throw the dice on that 10 of Wands coming up right there. Maybe I'll do some dice readings for all of the signs separate, because I can't find my dice, and so I'm not going to stress over it. Alright, so spirits, I just want you to give me clarity on that 10 of Wands. They want me to throw the dice on it. 9 of Wands. Alright, so I feel like this is kind of like, there's that air of energy of, am I going to be the bigger person? And this is why the Leo is standing behind you. I'm interpreting it differently. Sometimes I can see that there's a Leo that's sort of, but yeah, definitely that's that Leo energy, that transformative energy. I feel like the Leo is saying, hey, be the bigger person. So you can see this person is very proud of themselves. They are being the bigger person. And it's a really good energy. Okay. Now the moon card was next. So I do feel as though with the moon card being next after that, the last week, you're gonna go into the last week like the last day. I feel like this represents possibly the end of March, especially with the Pisces fish right there, because you know that's sort of like the March is like the Pisces. Well, the end of February is also, but anyway, so I do feel as though there is going to be some emotional times. I do feel as though there's going to be some emotion behind something. Also some sort of awareness of something. Okay, with the moon card coming up. So looking at I haven't even gotten to the love part of your reading. There's so much. I mean, my goodness. Now this King of Cups could represent this moon card. I think that whatever it is, I mean, you just gonna have to, I feel like this person is somebody that you cannot have, is what I feel, Gemini. This is either a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer that you have the blues over, and it is very emotional. You know, the people around you can see that you're emotional. So I do see that emotion coming in the last week now. So I feel like the beginning of April. Okay, now I am going to give some advice for the last week with the moon card. Spirits, what advice do you have for the moon card? This also represents, you know, some sort of treachery, someone in your midst that you can't trust. It may even be self. It may even be self. Okay. Uh-oh. Justice. Okay. So you got two cards that represent balance on top of each other. So I feel as though justice coming in definitely represents, I would say it's going to represent judgment. Justice is very, very close to judgment. Also, justice speaks of balance and fairness. You know, if this is your ex, maybe your ex-wife, maybe your ex-girlfriend, you know, maybe you do need to be fair. I feel like the air sign Libra is coming in saying, hey, you know, something isn't quite right here. Things are off. I'm going to have to clarify justice now. Okay, spirits, I want to know what the justice is actually about. Give me more information. Whatever it is, it's not clear. I don't really have a clear picture of the last week of March, which is why I keep drawing out cards. So you'll see me doing that till I get a clear picture of it. Spirits, I want clarity on the justice card, please. The Tower. Oh, goodness gracious. So you got a lot going on that last week of March. You are gonna have to respond if you're going to be able to make it in whatever relationship. You're gonna have to be able to respond to change in a positive way. Okay, and this doesn't matter whatever relationship that you're in. So I do feel, Gemini, that there is going to be some changes. Okay, some big time changes. The next card is the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like it is change for the better. That is your money card. Also, because I did pull that card. Nine of Pentacles is representing some sort of home improvement. So I can see a lot of you Geminis just really getting this. What I see is making your home more comfortable. Doing the feng shui thing is what I can see you doing. Some sort of change, maybe lifestyle, maybe attitude. You know, look at her. She looks really happy. She's like, I got a new attitude. So as far as your money, the last week of March, it's looking really good. Okay. And not just with money, but just with your general well-being. Okay. But I do feel as though, you know, it is going to be a change that's going to come out of some sort of issue. But I feel like whatever the issue is, whatever you have got to also justice could represent um some sort of either spiritual, legal issue. You know, legal issues arise from spiritual problems. Okay. So there is some energy, there is some change. Now, Nine of Pentacles could represent moving. Nine of Pentacles definitely could represent moving. You know, changing locations or either making the environment comfortable around you. So I do see that. And looking at a lot of your other cards, you know, I feel like the Tower is representing positive change for a lot of you Geminis. Okay. Going into April, you got the Prince of Wands. So the Prince of Wands is representing a fire sign individual Gemini that you could be meeting somebody that could be interested in you. I feel like being that it's the Prince of Wands, this is someone that has just met you. This is someone new because it's the Prince of Wands. So they notice you, you light their fire, and they go for you. Okay. That's what I see. That so new love for the Geminis in April. Spirits, what more do you want Gemini to know about this person or the first week of April 2017? Also give me clarification on this Prince of Wands. This is somebody that definitely has the hots for you. Okay. This is why a lot of the symbolatry of this card. Okay. He's sort of like, what do they call that? Pitch and woo or something. And you see that he has the sun behind him. So he's got a lot of sexual energy. That's actually the sign of the, is that the Leo? Yeah, that little emblem. So this is possibly a Leo, male or female, because I do read for both people. So, all right, let's see who this person is, more about this person or more about this week. If I don't get more about this person, it might just be more about the first week of April. Oh, okay, so you are going to be like, this person's going to really ignite your creativity, Gemini. I feel like this person is going to sort of get the wheels spinning for you. Okay, so that's what that says to me. So I do feel as though this person possibly already, you know, maybe they have their own money and you're going to build together, or maybe they, you know, have their own thing going on. They probably have their own business, just to let you know. Going into the second week, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. So you're going to be learning this person. I feel like you're going to be. So this is where you're sort of building some sort of relationship. You're building a relationship. You're building a connection with somebody. And that earth connection is really, really strong. So now this is about sensuality and balance. I really do see things going well with that person. I do feel like that person is going to tell you, hey, let's take it slow. So if you are a Gemini that meets somebody new in April that tells you, you know, we're going to take it slow. And I am going to clarify the second week because I'm sort of kind of reading Gemini's energy off of whoever this person is. Now, I'm going to clarify Eight of Pentacles. Spirits, give me more clarity on the Eight of Pentacles or just the second week of April. Okay, Judgment. So, Gemini, this is where I feel like Spirit could be saying that there is a situation that needs to be attended to. So, before you can move into your new relationship with this person, you need to end something else. Okay? So, that's why Judgment comes up. Judgment is telling you, a lot of times Judgment is saying that you have to go back over the past and look and see what's going on. I feel like Death represents some sort of karma or some sort of negative energy that's following you. And I feel like it does make you jump the gun, makes you jump to conclusions, makes you jumpy in relationships. And Spirit is saying, warning, you know, you don't want to kill this relationship. You know, you want to try to keep this person. This person is going to be somebody that's going to be good for you. The Hanged Man. This is where you are not able to move into relationships because it's kind of like your hands are tied, your feet are tied. This is where somebody has you in some sort of bondage situation. It could be self, okay? It could be where, you know, you're sacrificing your, you know, own self, you know, or maybe it is some sort of sacrifice. Okay, the Emperor comes up. So this is usually looking in the past for the gems right now. I will tell you that this has something to do with your father. Okay, the Emperor represents a masculine energy. And so that's, I feel like that's who you're sacrificing yourself for. So, that's what I feel. If you want clarification, you can always come and get a private reading. And I'll tell you right now what it is, the problem that you have with your parent. If you never met your parent, you still have this problem. There's a lot of people that say, well, I never met my father. So, he's still your father. Somebody said, right. Spirits, give me clarity on the Emperor, please. Ooh, see, you can't please your, it's like you've got to just accept them, accept it for what it is. Also, they're just really, you know, anything that you do, they oppose it. Anything that you do, your father opposes it. It doesn't matter what you do. They're just still, he's just displeased, you know, no matter what. Okay, you can't please this person. Good grief. Grow up and get your own life, okay? I'm joking with you. That was strictly a joke. Thumbs up for me just joking like that. I don't want to be disrespectful because some people are really. So there is judgment that you'll want to use in your relationship. Also, it could be that your father that passed on, maybe you had a good father, Jim. For some of you, Gems, maybe your father was really into getting just getting into you and letting you know how to be, how to act, how to carry yourself, or just good information. Maybe that person is passed on and maybe they're telling you in spirit the mistakes that you're making. Now, I do feel like this information is being revealed to you through the High Priestess the third week. So this brings in the energy of the Cancer. This brings in the energy of healing, psychic energy, psychic awareness, kind of like an oracle. So you've got an oracle. Third week, when the oracle card comes up, this is when something is revealed. Okay, it's usually something pretty heavy. I'm gonna ask spirits, what are you seeing? Some sort of secret being revealed, some sort of highly intuitive moment or aha moment is usually the High Priestess. But I'm gonna ask, what is it about? Spirit, show me, what is the High Priestess talking about? The Hangman came right back for you. So again, I just basically, I could have saved all of that And the high priestess would have told you that there is a crossroads coming up for the third week of April. So now what I see is you having some sort of new beginning. Okay. Fourth week of April. So let's do some clarifying on this, because I saw the Ten of Swords. There's something that you don't want to move on from that's hurting you. I saw it while I was shuffling. So I don't think that it's going to be an easy task. Okay, I can just sit up here and say, hey, you're going to have a new beginning. But clearly, spirits give me clarity on the Fool card. So this is what I can see for you. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Now, looking at your love life, again, this could represent rekindling something. Could represent rekindling something within yourself. Again, if you're not married for 1,000 years, I can see you meeting someone new. Now, this person might be someone that you may introduce to your current partner. Maybe they're going to be a business partner or something. However, if you are married in a monogamous relationship, the Fool card could represent some sort of new beginning of self, some sort of reinvention of self. So, also could represent something new. So you got something new coming up. I'm going to ask Spirit to give me more clarity. Also, it's about trust. Now, see, this Ten of Swords turned over. So, like I said, whatever this situation is that you're moving on from, it's going to have to hurt. So you're going to have some pain. I'm sorry, Geminis. I'm sorry. It's going to really, I feel like it's going to hurt more so psychologically. Especially with that, it's kind of almost like, okay, yeah, it's time for me to just kind of, let a bad situation go. Whatever it is that's holding you up in your life, that you're sort of not living. This is somebody that's not living. Look at them. They're sort of upside down and they're not really living. They're up in suspension. That's very painful. I could see that with that. So, I feel like with this new person, there is someone new coming in. You don't want to mess that up. You already messed up whatever this is. Let it go. Okay, whether or not it's your ex, whether or not it's a job, whether or not it's whatever. Okay, now looking at your finances from these cards, I do feel as though the High Priestess and the Hanged Man is representing a decision that you're going to have to make. And as far as with your finances, you're going to have to definitely trust your intuition. But then the Fool card represents trusting in self and then also trusting in God. That's what that represents. The Fool card represent it. It represents, and see, God, a lot of people that understand that, because a lot of people, they see God as they see themselves a lot of the times. Okay, so God is self a lot of the times, and then you'll see God through self. But whatever this is, you just got to get past it. I do feel like that whatever the information is coming in, it's coming from the past. It's coming from, probably, at least a couple of 2, 3, 4, maybe even 10 years ago. Okay, so again, this is a general reading for all Geminis. Everybody's case is different. Especially some of you that, may have, there's people that have been celibate for years, so the High Priestess does represent about the third week also, especially if you're female, fluctuating sexual energies. So whenever that happens, this is kind of like a person is sort of up and down, and there's something that they're dealing with, something that's hidden deep. The High Priestess is a really deep card. So, feel like you need to rise above, or either it's kind of like that's why they've got the sun, the sword coming from the sun. It's kind of like being a phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, both of these have that. And then also you can see the full. I always see cleansing with this, so probably, probably would be advisable for some of you or all of you Geminis to do some cleanses. Okay, maybe you will. You can see I really do love, love, love this illustration of the Fool. You can see his auric field is really, really, really nice. The inner core of him is very warm, a lot of warmth, and then the outer is healing. So that is really beautiful. Okay, so maybe the Fool could represent, I feel like this Prince of Wands definitely being a fire sign. I mean, these are very transformative, very strong people. So that's actually really good. All right. Okay, Geminis. If you want a private reading, the link to my website is in the video description box. Okay. Also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and that you thumbs up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.